And a very warm welcome to you for the 118th running of the New Zealand National Boxing Championships being held here at Te Rapaha Arena in the beautiful city of Porirua, just north of Wellington. I'm Brent Perry, and my co-host this afternoon, who's been with me much of the weekend, is Isaac Savage. Isaac, we've had a big weekend so far.
Oh, it's been huge, and here we are on Sky Sport next. Buckle up, strap down, get ready. We're going to see the best of New Zealand.
Well, just to give you an indication, we've got 11 bouts coming up this morning. And of course, then the evening session, we've got 13. So you'll see a list of those now coming up on your screen. And I'll tell you, some of these boxers have had to fight 3 times since Wednesday. And of course, this is now the finals and ready to rumble, as they would say, because it is non-stop. So without further ado, we'll head down to our ring announcer, the famous voice of Vinny P, and he will get the ball rolling with calling our first 2 boxers into the ring.
Can I have the official to the ring, please?
143 boxers have entered this weekend.
Absolutely incredible. And hey, look, every single fight moving forward will emerge a champion.
And we've got a couple of exciting bouts coming up, not only this morning, through the day. These are all finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the cadet male 44 kilo division. Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Hawke's Bay Boxing Association, Jett Varcoe.
So that's young Jett Varcoe.
Now entering the ring, representing Manawatu Boxing Association, Zed Ormsby.
Now this is going to be a really good matchup, of course, with these boxers, because Zed Ormsby is a southpaw and Jett Varcoe, of course, being orthodox. We've seen a number of the fighters really work well in being able to sort of adapt to what they've been doing in the earlier preliminary rounds. This young fellow is in the blue, Zed Ormsby. You watch these guys, they'll come out as though they're at 100 miles an hour. They literally run into the centre of the ring to get themselves underway.
That's what I love about these pocket rockets. 44 kilograms, 1.5 minute rounds. It is for the strap bragging rights to take away that national title. These boys are going to start out guns blazing.
Now, some of you will notice with what you're reading, as we're saying, it's the 2020 National Championships. Well, due to that horrible coronavirus, these championships had to be held back. So we'll actually be having another set of championship bouts later in the year, and that's going to be hosted up in Wanganui.
Yeah, we're pretty blessed and almost spoiled in a sense that due to what happened last year, we get 2 nationals in 1 year. Without further ado, here we go now for the finals.
Don't blink, folks, because believe me, these boxers maybe a little bit more tentative this morning, but they won't take long to warm up. They know they've only got 1.5 minutes in each one of these rounds.
Jett Varcoe there in the red, Zed Ormsby there in the blue. Don't let the weight fool you. They start out strong and fast, and this is for the final. So let's see who wants to take this home. Scoring's
all exactly the same across all the different weight divisions. Now, if we come across the standing A, we'll just explain that to you. The referee you'll watch with these younger ones, safety is absolutely paramount with, of course, amateur boxing. So sometimes you won't see the boxer necessarily go down or actually take a shot. If the referee feels that there's a little bit of damage done or it's knocked him a little bit hard, they will get a standing count.
Yeah, it's a bit different from the pros, you know. In terms of the amateur ranks, we do look out for the health and safety. If someone is in danger, after 3 stoppages, it will be stopped and there will be a winner declared. But with the lighter guys, we don't usually see a lot of that just because they are a bit of a lighter weight.
And young Jett Varcoe, he's actually had 18 bouts. He's out of the Hawke's Bay Giants Boxing Academy. And Zed Ormsby, of course, from the Manawatu from Snapback Gym.
Like the way that Jett's walking forward now, using hooks, straightforward punches, moving angles, just putting the pressure on Zeb early on.
And this is when the fireworks traditionally start to fire up, Isaac, with that 10 seconds to go. They both start swinging and they're not scared to mess it up. I think young Jett Varcoe, he had a good finish up to that last round.
I like the way that Jett's moving as well. You know, he's moving those angles, he's switching those feet, bouncing back and forth. He looks super comfortable in there as he comes forward now, just putting the heat on Zeb very early on.
So a very warm welcome to Sky Sport next from Keith Walker, the chairman of New Zealand Boxing, and Steve Hartley, the current president of New Zealand Boxing. Steve will be up, as he has done over the last few days, and has a bit of a chat. And we've got a number of other sort of famous boxers who will be at different points during this session and, of course, this evening's session. They'll be coming up and having a chat with us and putting their fight. Did you bring that 50-cent coin?
No, I was thinking that. You just reminded me, Lawrence made a great call yesterday. He won't be up with us today, but we do have a couple of world champs in the hot box with us tonight. And yeah, you're right. Look, we're going to have to flip a coin for some of these fights. I always like putting the pressure on the guest commentator.
Thanks.
This is how they like to call it.
That's what I do to you. Oh, and that's what we're going to do to them. All right, round number 2. Again, minute and a half rounds. Jett Varcoe from Hawke's Bay.
Here we go now. And look, they didn't start off as frantic in the first round, but they're certainly turning up the heat now as we go into round 2. And this is for the final. This is for the national champ.
Starting it as a real slugfest. As I say, young Jett, both of these boxers have fought 3. This will be their 3rd fight this weekend since they started on the Wednesday.
Yeah, just thinking about that, usually people have 1 fight a week, they have a few weeks off. These boys have thrown down 3 times this week. They'll be hurting, but the adrenaline kicks in and they're going for it in round number 2.
What's fantastic with the venue that we're in, the Te Rauparaha Arena here in Porirua, of course they have the saunas and the spas and the swimming pool, so these boys, when they have finished their bout, they'll get themselves sorted.
They've also got youth on their side, right? They're only young. They'll heal pretty quick, but regardless, 3 fights in a few days is still a tough ask.
As we say, the scoring is exactly the same as it is in the senior levels. But you'll see that the younger ones, of course, are wearing protective gear until they've had crude enough.
We talked about the pressure too applied early on from
Well, a lovely uppercut there. He's absolutely firing, Jett Varcoe.
He's all over him, and there is a standing.
So just explain, he's going to be saved by the bell because the 10 seconds was up. But if they get 3 standing at the same time, the referee will stop the fight immediately.
That's right. Like you said, saved by the bell. Zeb he did fire off a little bit more aggressively, but Jett Varcoe certainly firing, very much applying the pressure from the get-go. He's definitely up 2 rounds in my eyes, but you never know how the judges are scoring downstairs.
He seemed to have sort of come in, using that jab really well and scoring with it as well, and then following it up with that lovely right-hand combinations.
Look at the patience and the way he throws, and he moves back, gets out of the way of the shots, comes back in. Great movement and footwork here from Varcoe. Puts
him up against the ring. You'll see that he wore a lovely uppercut then. He's not responding and, of course, being able to fight himself out of it. Thus, the referee is going to step in.
Seconds out, round 3.
And the corners themselves, they don't want these young fellas getting hurt, so they're going to step in themselves if they feel that their boxer is out of their depth. But these guys now...
Look at him, he's hitting his gloves. Jett Varcoe there, he's ready to rock. He just comes bouncing back in. 1-2, bobs back, hits him again. Zeb coming forward now with aggressive right and left hooks.
The crowd starting to get, of course, in behind these boys. They might be trying to knock each other's block off, but believe me, you watch at the end of this bout, the camaraderie that gets on with these boxers. Jett Varcoe is really dominating the centre of the ring.
And look at him, he's looking comfortable, he's looking confident. We talked about it earlier, the way that a person can hold the ring, control the ring. Another count.
Another count now. Of course, with 50-odd seconds to go, the referee's going to be looking at this exceptionally closely, getting the attention, seeing if there's the eye contact. Are you okay? Ready to go? She's going to make a decision, and she feels that timeout.
Come forward now. Zeb doing his best to hold his own against the very aggressive Jett Varcoe.
So maybe a little bit of claret. Referee was sort of controlling this. The clock has stopped, of course, with 38 seconds. Jett will be hoping to be able to get through round 3. He would love to be able to get through.
Well, Jett is certainly bringing the heat. Zeb there in the blue, he's surviving, he's doing what he can. Jett is bringing it from the get-go, foot to the gas, coming forward. Now both boys standing and banging. What an opening display here for the Nationals, for the championship.
Television doesn't actually sort of show it. Once you get these guys out, there we go. Now she's going to count it out. I would say that's the 3rd time that she's given him a standing 8. Trying to get his attention. He is breathing hard. Nope, she's decided
that is all
that is
over.
Enough. The boys will give themselves a pat on the back. He'll go back to his corner, have his gloves removed. And one of the
Rangi Essen to the ring.
that is absolutely a great start.
What a start.
By Jett Varcoe.
We talk about fireworks. Jett Varcoe came out guns blazing, took it home, stopped it. What a dominant win.
Yeah, no, the boys, there you go. That really sort of shows you their age, doesn't it? You don't, when the headgear's on, it's pretty hard to gauge it.
Oh, look, these boys, even though they're only 44 kilograms, I can tell you, one of those shots, especially a body shot, even one to the head, still going to hurt, and they threw down. What an effort.
He comes over to the opposite corner, offers a handshake. They'll go in. With our feeds today, of course, being, as we are live on Sky Sport Next, once the winners announced, they will receive their medal and certificates. So we'll just head down to Vinny for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by referee stopped contest. In the red corner, representing Hawke's Bay Boxing Association, Jett Varcoe. Presenting the medals is Rangi Essen. Rangi is the president of the New Zealand Championships Committee, the chairperson of the funding subcommittee for the 2020 National Champs, and the National Champs go-to guy.
So that's the first bout of this morning's session.
First champ out the block, Jett Varcoe, NZ champ. What a win.
I think you'll see his name coming along as he gets into those higher age groups.
Look at the way he moved here, stepping back, throwing shots on the back foot, coming forward, always applying that pressure. What a performance here from Jett Varcoe.
Yeah, and once he sort of felt that he had control of this, he was able to just keep working. And unfortunately, Ormsby just wasn't able to sort of respond, so the referee, rightly so, turned round and of course stopped it. We're going to our second round, which is a junior men's male 54 kg, again 2-minute rounds this time. We'll head down to our ring announcer, Vinny P.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the junior male 54 kilo division. Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Manawatu Boxing Association, Simba McKay. And in the blue corner, representing East Coast Boxing Association, Jett Larby.
Now, Jett Larby's had 14 bouts, 11 wins, 3 losses. He's the current North Island champion, Hawke's Bay champ, Golden Gloves champ, and the silver medalist at the 2019 New Zealand champs.
Hey, what an accolade. And hey, Jett seems to be a popular name with fighters and boxers these days. We're moving up 10 kilograms here as well, 44 to 54. 3 2s. Once again, another champion is going to be crowned after this bout.
Red corner, Simba McKay. Blue corner, Jett Larby. And your referee is Peter George.
Simba McKay out of the snapback gym in the Manawatu. And Jett Larby is, of course, down from the beautiful East Coast Gisborne Boxing Association.
You know, on paper too, you know, Jett certainly has the experience. However, we've seen a few fights with the experience being higher ranked than others, and the underdog comes through. So Jett there in the blue, Simba in the red. This is for the final.
Now, we know that Simba's an orthodox boxer. Jett Larby, these young fellas, they're actually quite funny when they fill in their information sheets for us, because he says, I'm clean, sharp, fast, and have a high work rate. Yeah, well, that tells me what style you're at. But we'll see him when he sort of gloves up, and we'll find out whether he's a southpaw or he's going to mix it up as well.
Simba there in snapback in the red, Jett Larby in the blue.
Now,
who's going to come our way?
Well, they're starting off fast and furious.
Nice little body shot there from Simba.
Yeah, look how low he keeps that left arm. See, it's sort of almost that princey feel, you know, that he's just got it low. Not keep.
Like in the way too that Simba uses that reach. You know, he's a little bit longer in range of the two. Not that much taller than Jett, but he's certainly trying to use it.
Actually, it's deceptive. They're both the same height, 174 centimetres. So maybe it's just the fact that one is just a little bit lower at centre of gravity.
Could be the camera angle.
Yeah, could be. Speaking of which, we are incredibly blessed with the camera crew that's been working with us for this last 4 odd days. Absolutely stunning production. Hope you're enjoying it.
Look at the guard too. There's no guard there from Simba. He needs to hold that guard up, especially in a final. You don't want to get clocked too early. And the ref even says it as well. You know, that's something we do see at times in the pro ranks, but not too much in the amateur. You don't want to hold your guard low at all because you will get clocked.
Big shout out to, of course, a lot of the people, a lot of these fighters' families. Of course, unfortunately can't be here in Potatau, so they'll be watching the live streaming that we're giving you at the moment. So big, and of course those who've joined us on Sky Sport 9. So we do know for a fact that it's not only New Zealanders that are watching this at the moment. Of course, we've got people all over the world. We've had messages, and even from as far as Hungary.
You've had a few messages too from around the world, so we welcome you here on Sky Sport next as you go through to the second final of the afternoon. Great shots there from Simba. Coming forward now with the right overhand just before we go to the 10-second clapper. Another right overhand.
Yeah, the work rate definitely sort of almost doubles, isn't it, in that last 10 seconds once they get it. I reckon the referee's going to have a chat with young Jett. Oh, sorry, Simba. He's telling him to get, keep your head, get yourself up there. But I'll tell you what, as I say, first round, sizing themselves up. They're trying to work out where they're going to go on this one.
Whatever he lacks in experience, though, he makes up for in confidence. And I'm liking the way Simba moves, but I do want to see that guard a bit higher. But he's still landing shots, coming with a sneaky right like that, and then the body shot. So not as experienced as Jett, but confidence is there in the way he moves.
A young Jett Larby actually has a very, very good pedigree, because he is also the great-grandson of a guy called Fred Larby, who was a British Navy champ back at World War One.
Well, it certainly runs in the family and the blood.
Round 2.
But Simba certainly isn't making it easy for him. And this is for the final. Someone will emerge the New Zealand champ at 54 kilograms.
Again, we've been trying to sort of work out who we think wins. Where we've over the last couple of days, we've been a little surprised with a couple of lovely left hands from Simba McKay.
Beautiful shots now too, coming forward.
I think his corner's told him to keep his hands up, otherwise you're going to get clocked.
Liking the way he double feints and steps forward now from Larby.
Great work rate by both of these boxers in the first one and a bit of the second round.
Once again asking him to keep that guard up. A lot of shots too are being deflected though from Larby on Simba. Larby's certainly got a high work rate, but the confidence and the way that Simba moves around the ring is making it quite difficult for Jett. Step forward feint there, moves again to the angle. Beautiful footwork we're seeing here from Simba.
Yeah, again, he is trying to control the centre of the ring. So he's making Jett Larby actually work a little bit harder.
Nice stick and move there from Jett.
He's found his range, though. He knows to get in.
Simba gives himself a tap, so let's go. This is the final. I want to see that guard a bit higher, but both boys very contentious as we get close to the 30 seconds now.
You think their corners are going to be sort of giving them the right wind-up? I would say they realise that this is it. You're either going to be, in the next 2.5 minutes, a New Zealand champion, or you're not.
It's simple as that, and at times that's what the coaches were just saying between rounds. Who wants it more? Do you want this? Who wants to take home that strap? 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, it's interesting when you watch the seconds who are looking after, of course, each boxer. We've been sort of reading it now as a timeout.
Just the mouthguard came out. Bit of aggression there from Simba. Wanted to keep going, but the mouthguard came out, so they did have to stop that.
Give it a quick rinse.
They'll go back to it. There's only a few seconds now, though, so you just hear the bell go just as it did. As we go forward now to the third and final, relatively close. Once again, I'm glad I'm not scoring this. Let's just watch the replay now. Beautiful body shoulder uppercut there from Simba. But Larby was consistent. He kept throwing forward, Nice right hook there. And stuck out that jab as much as he could. So probably putting a few more scores on doors, racking up those points, but a really hard fight to score.
Yeah, well, as we keep saying, it's a toss of a coin sometimes. And we've actually spoken or seen the result of a number of these younger boxers when it's the split decision. And, you know, there are 5 judges who are looking at these fights today. And you can see the disappointment in their faces, but once they walk out the back, get themselves sorted out, lift their shins back up again, and
3.
these young fellas will sort of go and sit in the corner and have a chat with each other. Best of mates after they've been in the ring.
Oh, we're seeing some great sportsmanship from all the fights here. You know, leading them out the ring, lifting the rope. As we get ready now for the third and final championship round, as they say, and for the championship at 54 kilogram, junior male. Simba there in the red, Jett Larby in blue.
Yeah, well, Jett Larby's auntie, of course, is an exceptionally good boxer in her day. She's in his corner.
Loving the way that Simba moves back and then throws that body rip, but he just missed it. That went over the head of Larby. Now Larby comes forward, a couple of shots of his own.
But it's starting to breathe a little bit harder, I have to say, from our vantage point here. Of course, we've got the monitors that we're able to get a little bit closer in.
Beautiful technique there from Simba. He switches, then steps forward, throws a left body rip, and it seems to be landing most of the time. I'm surprised that Jett hasn't picked up on that yet, but his consistent jabs are certainly find home as well. Nice overhand right there from Larby, but Simba returns one. Another body shot again from Simba. It's certainly working for him. We talked about boxers using combos and moves that work for them, and Simba's certainly finding home for that technique.
Yeah, well, if he keeps working on that rib cage, he's going to sort of find a hole because Jett's hand will drop. We've noticed that in a couple of the bouts over the last few days. Oh, that was a lovely overhand right by Jett Larby.
Look at that low guard again as well. You know, I mean, like I said, lacks in experience, but confidence is there. Needs to get that guard up a bit higher though.
Does he remind you of anyone?
Like Mayweather or someone in those ranks, but really well to go.
Not one right on the snout on that. Of course, getting that, you watch this go in the next 10 seconds when the clap goes. Here we go.
10 seconds now. Who wants this? Who's going to be champ?
Oh,
both
lovely
boys.
overhand right. And again.
Beautiful shot there from Larby.
Yeah, he's scoring.
Hey, what a fight. What a finish both boys threw down, especially in that last 10 seconds. We'll get ready now for a judge decision.
There's Kim Larby in the ring shot there.
It's always, that's why I love getting a guest commentator in, because I love putting the pressure on them, asking them who won that one, because...
Who's up our first? Who's going to be our first one today?
We've got a pretty, very accomplished boxer, champ, true gent coming up soon. He's an IBO Oceania super featherweight champ, WBF Intercontinental champ, and 2-time New Zealand amateur champ.
Can you take a breath when you said that? I think you're sitting beside me.
Here he is, Bout champ. Welcome aboard.
He is. Hang on, I'll turn your mic on. That helps.
Thank you very much for having me, guys, and what a great platform for these amateur boxers.
So we'll just head down to the ring for the ring announcement from Vinny P.
Whilst we're waiting for the official decision, presenting the medals will be Graeme Smith. Graeme Smith is a former New Zealand welterweight champion, a former New Zealand professional welterweight champion, and long-time supporter of Boxing NZ.
So while we wait for that, we just got a shot of course, our Vinny P. We will tell people he's handsome as ever.
Love Vinny P.
Yeah, doesn't want to hear that anymore.
Threw the earpiece out. Must be a bit of a close decision if they're taking this time to tally up the results. Can't wait to hear the result and also Nort's
Thank you
feedback.
for your patience. We have a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by split decision, 3-2, in the red corner, representing Manawatu Boxing Association, Simba McKay.
There you have it, Simba McKay, the New Zealand champion. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that one, Noah. Are you happy about that? You mad about it? You're not mad about it?
I believe it was a very close decision. I believe it was the right decision. The judges have been doing a great job on scoring the quality of boxing. I believe the blue corner did have the higher work rate, but the quality and the punches from Simba shown through the end.
So yeah, some of the boxers themselves, you can see the disappointment on their faces, but they have to for another day. I hope you're enjoying the coverage here with Sky Sport next, and of course Sky Sport 9 as you look at our last bout with the two young boxers, Simba McKay, who of course now
Boxers ready, please.
is now the New Zealand champion. And they actually went hard and fast, and I think it was absolutely brilliant. I mean, you're not going to miss anything over the next few hours, because it is literally non-stop boxing, because as we get down into the different grades, you'll start hearing, especially the Canterbury crowd. They've just been
they're
going
super loud.
nuts.
Hey, but we know what it's like, Nort. These Cantabrians, they're loud, they're proud, they always represent.
Yeah, you're about to find out, because Vinny is going to announce our next two. One is from Auckland and one from Wellington. Christchurch. So here we go. It's all going to happen.
This is a very talented boy from Canterbury too, Jett Allen from the Smiling Tigers Club. Head coach Mark Fuller.
Boxers ready, please.
So we'll head down to Vinny P, and he'll announce our two boxers to come into the ring for the next one, which is again a junior male 57 kg. And you can hear the chant starting now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the junior male 57 kilo division. Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Auckland Boxing Association, Omid Azizi.
Now, he fought really well on the first day.
Omid Azizi, certainly a crowd favourite.
And fighting out of the blue corner, representing Canterbury Boxing Association, Jett Allen.
I'll tell you what, both districts have represented really
Red
well.
corner, Omid Azizi. Blue corner, Jett Allen. And your referee is Jack Tutuvanu.
Now, Azizi's had a good number of bouts. He's the Golden Gloves 2019 and 2018 champion, New Zealand champ 2019, and North Island Golden Gloves. So he's experienced. But in saying that, Jett Allen, South Island Golden Gloves 2020, and the Canterbury champ also in 2020.
But here's what I love about this fight too. It's a North Island Golden Glove against a South Island Golden Glove. We're going to see who is the best of the best out of North and South.
Absolutely. Jett is a talented boy, and he's actually upset two New Zealand champs on the way to this final.
Well, there you have it. Hey, Omid Azizi, next gen. I've seen him fight a lot in Auckland. Always brings it. The crazy thing is, when I first met him, I was taller than him. Now he's taller than me. So he's certainly making his mark here in New Zealand and gets better and better each time.
So they, again, are 2 minutes rounds. Both these boys have weighed in just on the 57 kg, so that it'll be straight in as he goes.
Straight in. Guns blazing. No jabs, just straight overhand right hooks.
And working the body as well. He's actually just loading it up.
Loading it up. He's unleashing. I'm loving what I'm seeing here from Omid Azizi.
He's got to be careful, though. That Jett Allen threw a couple of lovely rights, but he just went over the top of that headgear.
I mean, there's no feeling out process here. He's just coming through front, straight overhand hooks and rights. Would you agree with this sort of technique will start here, Nord? Or?
Yeah, I'm loving the aggression from the red corner. The blue corner's taking his time to figure it out, and the range is starting to pay off slowly. Let's see if he can implement that further.
That's the thing too with the final. You want to take the final. You don't get paid overtime. You want to win early, and if you can finish them, you will.
Managed to nicely pull himself away from the ropes with Jett Allen. Omid Azizi, he is really working hard to try and pin him in. But as you say, he's starting to get that reach with Jett, isn't he? He's just starting to use it. Saying, well, hang on.
Starting to get the time in. He's using that long guard, not as just a jab. He's using it as a measuring stick.
Beautiful head movement there, uppercut, then through a right. Hopefully he hasn't gassed himself out too early in round one.
No, but Azizi sort of, again, managed to get a couple of nice overhead rights, but it's a big target. Jett Allen has got that little height advantage.
He does, but I'm loving, like Nort said, the aggression here from him. A beautiful uppercut there again. Just an absolute wild style. Still being very active coming forward, but Jett landing a few of his own now as we get later.
He walked into that one, giving the body a little bit of a workover.
Look at that Bobber moving, waiting to go in for the kill shot, as they say. Good shots here from Jett, though, as we finish the round. What a start, what a round. Hard one to score or easy to score, Nord?
That is a hard round to score. It's really preference. Do you prefer the output and the work rate, or do you prefer the timing and the quality of the shots? But the contest of the round was pretty even, so hard one to score.
Beautiful, though, and for all those watching back home, how entertaining. Saturday afternoon, we're only quarter way into the start of the card, and we've got a few more lined up.
Yeah, and of course, if you're watching, of course, with Sky Sport Next, which you are, and Sky Sport 9, our evening session starts at 5 o'clock this evening, and we'll run through. We've got 13 bouts, and as I say, we're moving up through the grades. So it will be like this action-packed. These are
Seconds out, round 2.
most of these fights are 2-minute rounds.
Well, without a doubt, let's be honest, this has been the craziest start of the fights today. I mean, Omid Azizi just came out, and are they going to start the round again, round 2?
I would say, of course, being I'm talking about Azizi here out of Peach Boxing. Yeah, he won't be turning around and taking a soft option.
Well, he certainly isn't. However, I mean, putting that much energy into the first round, you know what it's like, Nord. If you punch like that in the first round, the gas tank does empty a little.
Absolutely. Petrol is expensive in there.
Probably a lot more expensive than what it cost at the pump. Still a good work rate. I'm liking the way that he's trying to get out the range of those shots, but Jett is the taller fighter.
As you say, a lot of energy being expelled here, and he's swing and misses. He is connecting, but he's got to try and find a way of getting inside of that reach advantage that Jett Allen has.
What I love about Omid as well is he's aggressive, but he moves that head. You see some aggressive fighters just walk forward with no head movement. Omid Azizi will walk forward now. Just as I said, they got clipped on the head a couple of times. Body shots now, going low, going high. Super aggressive style. No jabs, just straight hooks.
And it's starting to pay off as well.
Aggression can win at times, and he's just got such a smothering, aggressive style. It's really hard for Jett to even find his range.
Well, Jett Allen, of course, has represented Canterbury for the first time, so he is working his way up. He's from Boys High. So I'd imagine a few of his classmates will be watching this. Oh, lovely overhead right.
Beautiful shot there from Jett. But, you know, that saying, fight, fire, fire. You know, if you're up against someone like this, what are you going to do? You're going to fight, fire, fire. You're going to try to get out of it and stick and move.
For Jett, I would be sticking and moving.
Easier said than done, though, right? Omid is so aggressive and he closes that distance well.
Absolutely. So what Jett needs to do is put a bit of respect into his shots, or else Omid will continue to walk forward and throw his shots. I believe it's 1 round for 1 round, and this could be the deciding round for the national title.
And that's the thing, like you said, it's for the national strap. Bragging rights, I won 220 or 2020. Who wants this more? I'm loving the way Omid Azizi comes forward, but Jett, solid performance. You could be right with that. One apiece.
We've got a couple of lovely backstories coming up and later in the day, of course, in the morning round of boxers and the distances they've travelled, and one in particular. We'll tell you more about that as we progress through.
Isaac Peach there in the red corner, and the coach from Canterbury.
Seconds out, round 3.
Mark Fuller, smiling Tigers.
I saw him give him a bit of a slap before. Typical boxing, coach boxing style there, right?
Yes. It's all love.
All love. As we get ready now for round 3, Omid Azizi in the red, Jett Allen in the blue. This is for the national title.
And if you've just tuned in, all these boxers, of course, are playing for the titles, and they'll receive their medals at the end of each of the bouts. So as you say, lose it. Minute and a half to go. And these boys, as I say, are not going to leave anything other than
Good turn from the
sweat.
corner there.
Yeah,
Well,
he got out of there nicely.
Omid Azizi's jumped in a drag car and he's put his foot flat from round 1 to 3, and he's still throwing now. He's got gas for weeks.
Extremely fit.
Like I want to see here too from Omid. I mean, look, you call it this a money round, someone to win this round. Omid's certainly up in front for the start of this round.
It's not pretty though.
Not pretty, but
He's throwing, some coat hangers out there and just hoping they're going to connect, but he is tiring up with Jett Allen.
He is tiring out. Jett needs to step back and use his range. It's proven quite difficult because even though he's missing, he's neutralising Jett's output.
certainly is. He's just got such a smothering, smouldering, aggressive technique. And hey, it might not be pretty, but it's winning. And it's entertaining. Crowd are on their feet. I bet that everyone watching back home is loving this fight too, especially in Auckland and Canterbury Christchurch. 15 seconds to go. What an absolute showstopper of a third bout today.
Some shots landed by Bird there.
Yeah, he's landing some lovely shots at the end of it. Of course, rule number one, never turn your back on your opponent.
No, that's true. Omid Azizi.
Safety first, protect yourself at all times. Excellent fight.
Boys go over to their opponent's corner.
Ian Law to the ring, please.
And these, as I say, end of it, they'll take the win, the loss, they'll head out the back, and you'll see them sitting down, probably sharing a can of Coke or something else to rehydrate. And
Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about amateur sport, amateur boxing. They're going to throw down, but they shake hands, hug, and have nothing but respect for each other and their teams.
so the judges have made their decision. We'll head down to Vinny P, and he will give us the results. Once, of course, our VIP who's going to come and present the medals to the boys.
Whilst we're waiting for the official decision, presenting the medals is Ian Law. Ian Law is the former manager of the national team, a former judge of boxing, 67 years of supporting boxing, is Boxing New Zealand's biggest supporter, and is a life member of Boxing New Zealand. We have a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, representing Auckland Boxing Association, Omid Azizi.
And I think it was the aggression.
It was the aggression. He put scores on doors. He was wasn't super pretty, but super aggressive. And like you said, they've got mad respect for each other. And how can you not have respect for someone when you've gone toe-to-toe, 3 rounds, and they've punished you like that? And I can speak. We go now, the aggression from Azizi coming forward.
Well, of course, we're, as I said, we've got a full schedule of boxing both today and this afternoon and tonight. So we're going to give you a look at who's coming up next. So as we say, a full program, our next 2 boxers coming into the ring is Ezra Wilson and Tainui. So we'll head down to our ring announcer and we'll get these boxers in and get them going. And listen to the crowd, believe me, they're going to be raucous.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the junior male 66 kilo division. Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Ezra Wilson.
These young ones are getting welcomed into a ring like Absolute pros.
Yeah, it's certainly going off here. The crowd are getting wild.
And now entering the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Canterbury Boxing Association, Hamuera Tainui.
We're not going to say a heck of a lot because it's so good. The atmosphere within the stadium here at Te Rauparaha Centre in Porirua. There's a bit of a competition going on, I think, Vinny, between having, the Wellington, and you've got Canterbury, and then you've got the Auckland supporters going absolutely ballistic.
Red corner, Ezra Wilson. Blue corner, Hamuera Tainui. The
Hamuera likes to
referee is
refer to his
Paul
hands.
McSherry.
Southpaw fighter in the blue. Very good timing on the lad.
Yeah, similar in height, of course. Ezra is representing the Heratonga Boxing Club. Heratonga just in the Hutt Valley. And Wollaston Boxing Club is where Hammers comes out of, Canterbury Boxing. He's done 37 bouts, so he's... and no slouch in Ezra either. I mean, he's done 29, so very similar. So these guys are actually been, they're ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely, very experienced. Expect fireworks.
66 kilograms.
It happens every time. As soon as they get into it, they walk into the ring and it's just like, boom, fireworks go.
Amazing, isn't it? Beautiful sport.
Yeah.
This weight too is not too far away from yours, is it? No, it's 66 kilograms. What do you sit around?
Yes, I sit around 61, so I'll be staying out of these guys' division. Let's put it that way.
Ezra there in the red. Hamuera there in the blue. 66 kilograms for the national. Once again, we've got special guest here with us, Nort Beauchamp. He is an IBO Oceania super featherweight and lightweight champion, WBF international champ, and two-time New Zealand amateur champ. Welcome along today, Nort.
Thank you very much, guys. Pleasure being here.
So good to have you in the hot box with us tonight, giving your expert analysis, and also we'll put the pressure on you too when it comes to a close decision.
Yeah, well, we've been losing terribly, Nort.
It's a hard one to call. It's a hard sport to call.
Oh, that was a lovely overhand right by Hams.
Both these gentlemen are very technical fighters and using their timing well. You see there's a good chess match going on right now.
Got a bit of a southpaw too against a orthodox there. Southpaw in the blue.
It's always an intriguing matchup, seeing who can establish the lead hand and the lead foot on the outside.
Being a southpaw too yourself, Nort, do you ever switch hit or do you always keep it southpaw? What do you do and when do you change it?
So yeah, it's important to be able to switch it a wee bit for the problem-solving skills, because some orthodox fighters can sit back and time your day, so you do need to mix it up.
Seeing to Hamuera, he just keeps it southpaw at the moment, but he might want to switch soon.
Yeah, well, Tainui is... well, he likes to be referred to as Ham, so we will respect his decision these last 10 seconds, of course. How these young fighters are going to do it. As you say, they've moved up. We're in a different weight division altogether now.
And, each weight division we go out, whether it be 3 or 2 kilograms, these guys look absolutely huge in the ring. We're going up another 4 kilos after this. Go to the replay now. Ham there in the blue, the southpaw.
Good exchanges on the bell from Hams.
Now, these boys, of course, will have that lovely medal to say that they are a New Zealand champion, and then probably, depending on their weight divisions or what they eat between now and the next Nationals, which we held in Wanganui, because, as I say, you may see on your screen that this is a 2020 event. Due to COVID, the whole thing had to be moved back, and we must do a huge shout-out to the Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association for hosting this event here in Porirua, because they have done, without doubt, an awesome job.
Seconds out.
Absolutely amazing job, and great for the sport.
How good is it too to see all this on Sky Sport next?
And, of course, Channel 9.
Amazing platform for these fighters to show their talents.
Here we go now, round 2. Southpaw Hams in the blue, Ezra there in the red. Beautiful double jab there from Hams. Follow up with the left.
Yeah, he's quick. He's very, very quick. But Ezra said he responded very well.
He's with the tall too. And this is what we're seeing, you know, time and time again. A southpaw orthodox is always challenging. You must love it, Milt, when you fight an orthodox. But what's it like when you fight a southpaw?
Southpaws can be challenging for southpaws. Sometimes they sit back all day and don't punch each other, but sometimes they just go to war.
Yeah, it's always challenging a southpaw. I know from experience from our last one.
It's all love.
I might just send you boys down to the ring now.
No, that's the sportsmanship behind it, though. You know, we've been in there, we've had a bit of fun, and now we're here commentating on the Nationals. Someone's going to emerge a champion after this one.
Blue corner doing well to establish the ring position.
Well, young Tainui is undefeated during 2020, so, I mean, he'll be looking to sort of move that through into this year, of course. A lot of these boxers are going to end up re-meeting themselves again in Whanganui later in the year when the 21 national...
Look at the way he follows up. He does a double left, and then does a double right, and then resets himself. He's very sharp. You know, some southpaws use different... He's very simple, no nonsense in the way he walks forward as a southpaw.
Yeah, he sits down on his balance very well. He has his knees bent slightly, more of a pro-style stance.
Yeah, that's
but allows for more power.
We've seen a few pro-style starts, and these amateur ranks, why do they do that, Lord? Is it the confidence? Is it the way they like to fight? They just don't like to hold the guard high?
So it gives you more of a powerful punch. It's called sinking your toes in the sand. So if you soften your knees up and crouch slightly, you're going to have more pop in your shots. But there's also benefits with the in and out rhythm, bouncing in and out, being able to use a long jab and change angles. So there's really preference in what your strengths are.
We've seen that too with, you know, a high guard that Mayweather shuffle. The shot pops out of nowhere, you know, it's a bit more unpredictable.
You can hide your punches very well if you use the Philly shell.
We've seen a bit of that. I mean, some of these boys too, you know, they're watching videos, they're training, everything around them is, you know, honing their technique for these fights.
I've been absolutely impressed by the quality of boxing and the level of boxing.
Seconds out,
this whole week's been amazing.
We're only four fights in. I mean, we've got another 20 to go. Every single fight is a final, the money round, as they say.
For those of you from Boxing Circles, you'll know the name Dr. John McKay. He joined us yesterday. He'll be back up and talking to us during this evening session. He is absolutely agrees with you, North, by saying the quality of the amateur boxing just keeps getting better and better every single year.
Absolutely. John is largely responsible for bringing a lot of these youth and cadet fighters up, me included when I was young. I seen him yesterday and he said, my son was better than me.
And of course he loves the fact that, and it admitted to us live as well by saying that he was anti having women getting into boxing, young ladies, but now he said, no, I've done a complete 180 on that, and more than happy, feel that it's fine, and you know.
But like we said, you know, you've only got to do a few rounds of Giovanna, Troy Gardner, and you've done a few rounds of probably some female pro boxers as well. So you know they can punch hard.
They can punch hard. A lot of the ladies, the women are leading the way in the sport as well. A lot of talent coming through. Alexis Pritchard broke a lot of barriers, making the Olympics herself.
Speaking of punching hard, we've got 40 to go. This is for the National Championship. The Southpaw, Hams in blue, Ezra in the red. I mean, really hard one to score so far. I'm glad I'm up here. I am going to put the pressure on you at the end, North, but I'm not going to try even to score this one so far.
Oh, I've got a split decision. I don't know which way I'm going at the moment. But again, with just over 25 seconds to go, that 10-second bell clapper is going to make the difference in a lot of ways. But
this is a tight fight.
Yeah.
Very tight.
I'm liking what I've seen here, though, from Hams out of Canterbury. Been good so far. Unpredictable, aggressive, and no nonsense.
Back and forward fight.
Yeah, I think Ezra's sort of, to some degree, may have struggled with having that southpaw balance. He was unable to get
Yes, he was struggling to block the left hand coming through. Hams was feinting a lot with the right hook, just throwing it just short and then crashing through with the left hand
Whilst
instead.
we're waiting for the official decision.
Well, we're enjoying the boxing,
for
and
McKay
I'm sure
will be
you are
multitasking
following us with Sky Sport
and
Next, and
presenting
of course
the
Sky
medals,
Sport
as well
9
as
has been
rating
televised.
of the winner. Paul is
Thank
a
you for their
four-time
support for, of course, being here in Porirua.
89 wins in a row, and is the president of the Auckland Boxing Association.
So as we say, these boxers are going to receive their medals and certificates. Which way are you leaning? Nort, come on.
Without being biased from Canterbury, I believe Hamuera in the blue corner established.
Oh, and it being a southpaw as well, eh? You just love a
Yeah, I
southpaw.
know. I'm not being biased. I think he controlled the ring a wee bit more and finished a wee bit stronger at the end of the rounds.
We have a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by split decision. In the blue corner, representing Canterbury Boxing Association,
There you have it.
Hamuera.
And I agree with that. I ain't
Tainui.
mad at it. That was a great decision. Beautiful performance here from the southpaw. Hams all the way from Canterbury.
Excellent performance from both boys. It's always said that there's a loser when there's such a good fight going on.
Have you done any rounds too with Hams there, Nord? He's
I have done a few rounds with Hams and lucky enough to help the Canterbury team out in training camp. They're just using me as a punching bag,
I was
basically.
about to say that. I'd love to see some of that.
Well, we might see it later in the day. So we're going to move on to our next fight. We'll head down to our ring announcer, Vinny P.
Boxers ready, please. The following is a finals bout contested in the junior male 70 kilo division. Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Central North Island Boxing Association, Graeme Peni. And fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the ring, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Devin Smith.
As the chants start coming up, of course, for both these boxers. Devin Smith, of course, boxing out of the 9-0 Boxing Gym in Wellington.
Red corner, Graeme Peni. Blue corner, Devin Smith. And your referee, John Ensor.
Graham's got a golden gloves. He didn't actually give us the year, but he is out of the Central North Island, Rotorua.
Rich Jenkins in the corner, quality coach, legendary.
Yeah, he is. He's a legend, isn't he? He got the award yesterday, and it was good to see. Rex, such an historical figure.
Now, interesting, Devin Smith turns around and says in his style, it really depends on his opponent. So we might see him change it up a little bit if he feels that Graham's getting a slightly hidden advantage on it.
It's always good to be able to problem solve and change your plan in there.
And look at these guys, 70 kilograms. You're only 1 kilo lighter. How tall do they look in there? They look about 7 foot.
Well, one was written down here at 7'8", but I'm pretty sure he's not 7'8".
These guys are big boys, big boys.
All right, 2-minute rounds, of course.
Graeme there in the red, Devin in blue. Both orthodox, so makes it a little bit easy for both. But let's see, they've both got long, rangy strikes, similar styles.
Long range, both utilising that long lead hand to measure. Landed one jab each so far, and they both got quality punches.
2 2-minute rounds. Oh, sorry, 3 2-minute rounds. And just a display here. You know, look, this is what I love too. This is going to be a very technical fight. You're not going to see them throwing hooks straight out the gate or a leading left hook. You're going to see jabs. It's going to be a very technical fight.
Yeah, it appears to be a little bit more measured. You know, they're not bullet a gate. They're spending a bit of time sorting themselves out, trying to work out what their opponent's up to.
Absolutely, I can see the experience from them both and the thought process.
That's the thing, Nate. You can comment on that at times, you know, when someone's only had a couple of fights, they will come out throwing straight hooks, but this is very experienced, it's very technical, and it's something good to watch as well, the sweet science.
Absolutely. Anytime you're competing at nationals, expect a high quality of boxing that you can't just run through anyone. Everything needs to be measured, everything needs to be calculated and executed properly.
Just a small little delay in getting that headgear re-strapped up.
What are your thoughts too, Nord, on the headgear? I mean, you fought an amateur and obviously pro now. You obviously still use it in sparring. Do you like it? You don't like it? Safety-wise, what are your thoughts?
I am pro headgear. I enjoy the headgear being off for seniors for the entertainment factor and the character investment. Because we like to see the fighters. We like to see their face in the battle they're going through. But youth and anywhere below that, let's put headgear on everyone.
Yeah, there's still another problem with that.
Let's make sure they're working properly though. It can put a fighter off and throw them off a wee bit.
Yeah, no, we've all seen fights too where the headgear has gone over the brow and it restricts the movement. And yeah, it just depends on the headgear and how tight it is and how good it is.
Correct.
So here we are in Porirua. Of course, we are enjoying the boxing at the Te Rauparaha Arena in Porirua City. If you're not familiar with Wellington City, or Porirua, sorry, it's about a 30-minute drive out of the city, especially on a Saturday with the traffic not being so bad. Fantastic venue for us to be able to be housed here for the last 4 days. The finals of the National Boxing Championships here in New Zealand. We've got boxers from literally one end of the country to the other.
Like we said too, this is a technical fight, man. They start to throw down, they get a bit more aggressive.
Oh,
big shot.
That was a big shot right
Big
at the
shot
end
to end the round. Both fighters knew how even the round was, so someone needed to close strong, and I believe their last shot from Blue might have just stole the round.
Rock that head back.
He rocked that head back. Graeme Henny, his head just whacked straight up.
Hence why both these fighters were so calculated and measured on the entry, because they knew the danger of the opponent.
Yep.
But at the end, they knew they had to go and take the risk.
Yeah, right there. You just saw that in that sort of...
He left himself open, pushing the attack, but blue corner was ready for him.
Yeah, so that at that last 10 seconds when you're sort of waiting for it, sometimes you probably just, the excitement gets the better of you and you actually drop your technique.
Yes, that's the challenge. You want to close strong, but you don't want to leave yourself open.
So we're into our third and final round. Graeme Peni up against Devin Smith. I have to say that I'm probably... this is going to be a hard one for the judges to actually work out.
I'm not looking forward to it.
No.
I'm glad I am just up in commentary box for this fight.
Yeah, well, as I say, we didn't do very well in the last couple of days. We had a lot of split decisions. And when we say split, they were very, very close.
Very, very close. And that's testament to the coaches and fighters getting themselves ready and competing from the starting bell to the finishing bell.
And we have to let you know too, some of these boxers, this is their third fight of the week. So congratulations to their trainers, for managing to get these boys back into it again.
Absolutely, it's hard leg any long tournament because they're not only the fight, they need to rehydrate after the fight and then drop and re-weigh in. But these boys have done amazing because they look in tremendous shape for the last day of boxing nationals.
1 minute down. Well, sorry, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go and 1 minute down. Who's going to take this national title?
This fight is extremely close.
There's been a couple of fantastic scoring shots by both these
Beautiful
boxers.
shot there again from Devin.
Graeme Henny's got to be very careful though.
Blue corner's finishing a lot stronger and looks a wee bit stronger in the legs at the moment.
Oh, and again he got clipped with a beautiful overhand right.
Devin
Graeme
is
Peni,
a 2019 Golden Glove 220 Wellington champ.
He was able to step away from that. Oh, again.
Red ants as well.
Well done and congratulations to both the boxers. while we're waiting for the result, just quickly, with the weigh-in, if they start off at a particular weight on, say, Wednesday when they first started, they've got to hold that weight through the whole 3 days.
Correct. So you weigh in once at the start of the tournament to enter yourself into the weight division, and every day that you fight, you need to re-weigh at the same weight.
So fast food might not be the point.
No, I went and visited a couple of camps. They're all living off sandwiches.
We were laughing about that yesterday with these boxers having to work their way through Christmas, and of course then there's the whole problem. Do I eat that second bit of pavlova and that extra bit of ham?
This would have been the hardest camp of everyone's life.
Seconds out, round 3.
And of course they also had to compete with the COVID. So getting to the gym or working out from home or,
Yes.
you know, there's a boxer coming up shortly that will tell you how many pillows he destroyed.
As they say, the money round now. Devin there in the blue, Graeme in the red. Technical fight, super technical. Graeme popping through with a few now and then, but...
Yeah, I think he's kept his composure.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm talking about Devin Smith. He's kept his composure.
He's certainly coming through too. He's landing the odd shot, rocking the head back there of Graeme.
I'm really impressed by Devin's balance. You see in the red corner, he's throwing the same shots exactly. He's just dipping his head at the end. But in the blue corner, he's holding his balance.
He may feel, I'm talking about Devin Smith, he may feel that he's actually got this.
Good movement too, though, from Devin. Good call too on the balance. You know, he holds that right hand high and jabs out.
The coverage brought to you by Sky Sport Next and Sky Sport itself at the National Championships.
Big overhand there from Graeme. Didn't just sort of landed on the gloves there. Big shot there from Devin.
I think the referee's going to tell him to keep his head up because he's dropping it down a lot. Don't take the ref out. Don't take the ref out. Bit of a wry smile coming from Graeme Peni. I'm sorry.
Ref getting in the action there, but this is a throwdown as we've got 20 seconds to go.
Yep, he's going to be told again, keep your head up.
Fatigue setting in.
Yeah, the legs are starting to feel a little bit like jelly. He'll get the clap. There it goes. He's saying to me, I've only got 10 seconds to go. Devin Smith, I think, is going to take this bout.
What a round. What a fight.
I don't think there's anything left in the tank on either of those boys.
No, they're throwing big at the end, and you have to at nationals.
Nickel to the ring,
because if you don't win, you have to wait a whole another year. Well, not this year, because there's going to be double nationals. But the stakes are high. The stakes are extremely high.
A big shout out to our film camera guys, doing an absolutely outstanding job being able to bring you the shots and the angles that we're getting.
Amazing platform for the fighters to be competing on. Sky Sport, Sky Next.
Yeah, they love watching it. They get back to their, we've been told they go back to their Airbnb, their motel or whatever, and they get out their old camera, their phones out and start watching their bout and then work out their opposition, start looking at the one that they were in. So
it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm sure you'll be watching a few replays too of your son tomorrow, won't you, Norm?
Yeah, I'll say so. I'm sure he'll be playing it plenty.
Presenting the medals will be Malcolm Nickel. Malcolm has 49 years coaching. Is a boxing New Zealand life member, New Zealand Boxing Coaches Association life member, and an NZBCA executive member. And we have a decision. The winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Devin Smith.
You could see how much that meant to him.
Oh, well deserved. What a win, and I agree with that decision.
I'm very impressed by the lad in blue. Not only a technical boxer, he's very, very, very strong athlete.
No, So you'll see, for those of us, we don't get the scorecard to us ourselves, but it was unanimous. And young Devin Smith, of course, Golden Gloves, 2020 champion, trained by Harry Ottey out of the Nine Eye Boxing Gym here in Wellington.
Beautiful replay here too. You see Smith just
so
walking forward.
Yeah, with these boys, as I say, we've got a lot of fights coming up. And at 11 at the moment, we're running through the schedule. You'll see them there. And as we head down through the day, you can see that the categories and the weight divisions start to go up. Shortly, we'll be jumping up to 3-3-minute rounds. So with the boxes climbing up, we get into a little more, I won't say more technical, but they appear to have that experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the junior male 75 kilo division. Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Canterbury Boxing Association, Edwin Short.
His mates call him Big Eddie.
This is Edwin's first nationals. He's relatively new to the sport, but has climbed through the ranks quickly down the
And fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the ring, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Piers Collins.
Here they go.
What an atmosphere.
It certainly is.
Gives me the goosebumps.
That's brilliant. Piers Collins, of course, from 9-0, 2019
Red
novice
corner,
Golden Gloves
Edwin
winner.
Short. Blue corner, Piers Collins.
Another
your
Canterbury versus
referee,
Wellington.
Tau Lomu.
Classic showdown, and both boys have got pretty good accolades. I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes down.
It's no different to a Wellington Canterbury rugby match or anything.
Canterbury usually wins that though, so could we say the same for this?
Well, I don't know. I've got two boxers sitting one either side of me. I think I'm an ex-Wellingtonian, so I've got to go for Wellington.
Hey, but look, Piers Collins, 2019 Golden Glove champ and defending reigning 2019 New Zealand national amateur champ. So,
well, Piers has got a sense of humour. He calls himself a funny guy, a serious guy, and most of all, a very all-round pretty good guy.
Wow, how can you argue with that?
He's actually a first cousin of the White Rhino, who's a British heavyweight pro, Dave Allen.
You're right though, Nor. He doesn't have that much experience, Edwin Short, but he's won a few titles. He's got the 2019 South Island and 220 South Island Golden Gloves. So, really interesting matchup here for Red and Blue.
It'll be good, and it's a great step up in competition for him, competing against the national champ.
Yeah, well, Edwin, this is the first time he's represented Canterbury, so he'll be pretty stoked, and all his college friends from St Andrews.
Great thing about this too, you know, it's 75 kilos. They probably walk around about 78, 80. A lot more weight behind the shots. Not as quick, but there's certainly a lot of power behind these shots.
Yeah, well, Edwin Short's trying to control that centre of the ring. He's managing to get a couple of nice jabs going through at the moment.
Nice little overhand right there for Pierce. You can see too, just by going up to that 73 kilograms, these boys are a bit thicker, a bit stockier. There's a bit more weight behind the punches.
Ref telling him to keep his head up. So, Edwin Short.
Edwin Short putting great pressure on at the moment. It's not amounting to a lot of scoring, but blue corner's losing shape and ducking. Again, won by the referee. A beautiful shot by
Big shot there from Pierce.
And again,
certainly landing a home.
Yeah, his work rate's definitely just jumped up a bit then.
Once you see one of these shots land, your confidence goes up. Yeah, he's landing more big shots.
Now remember, these referees are looking very, very closely at both boxers. If he feels that Edwin Short has had a little bit of a dust up, he may actually given a standing 8.
Beautiful movement here from Pierce.
Exactly. Pierce Collins is actually starting to find his target. He's got his range sorted.
He's found his range.
Just the way too, he threw a left, then a right, then ducked and weaved and threw another. He's just starting to find, like you said, his movement and timing.
Yes, he's found where he can operate safely. Edwin Short's choosing to attack down the middle channel lots.
And that's the thing, right? Boxers will experiment, they'll throw a few combos, they'll find something that works, or they'll move on to another.
Correct, so Pierce has done a great job making the adjustments. You see him leaning to the left or right as he throws the overhand, which will see the straight shots go over his shoulder and give him the opportunity to land a looping shot.
Beautifully put. And it's a masterpiece to watch. It's a great fight to watch, and this is for the national
Seconds
team.
out, round 2.
So I was about to say the chanting won't be far away from these Wellington boys and the Canterbury. There's as much of a competition outside the ring as there is inside it.
It captures the beauty of the team side of the sport that doesn't get displayed as much. But seeing the teams support each other, cheer for each other, really gives the fighters an extra boost.
Beautiful overhand right there, landed by Pierce. Nice again, body, head. Just making it really hard there for the man in red.
He's got a great arsenal of different punches, the blue corner.
You can feel those shots connecting. You saw that left, that right land at 75 kilograms. That's not going to feel good.
No, you can't take too many of them. And these boys both have quality punches.
That's the thing, when you see that punch land right on the button, you know it took effect.
Yeah, and Pierce Collins has just been given a bit of a warning by the referee.
Edwin continuing to apply pressure.
We talk about the headgear. This is where I think the headgear is brilliant, because the heads have actually met quite a few times in these clashes, and if the headgear wasn't there, I think there'd be a couple of cuts by now.
Correct. That's why I believe the onus should be for the seniors, the more experienced fighters, because they know how to avoid head clashes to a high degree.
Hey, Edwin Short's got to leave himself careful.
He is coming through now. Dropped him. Put him out. Edwin Short fell short in that exchange.
His referee is calling in the doctor just to double check Edwin Short, because he took a barrage of punches.
He took a big shot, and as much as this is an action-packed sport, the main priority is to look after the fighters, and amateur boxing is one of the most protective sports out there.
Yeah, he landed 7 pretty much direct headshots.
Huge shot there, and this is probably one of the first knockdowns we've seen like this in the tournament.
It is actually the first knockdown that we've actually seen this week.
Billy Graeme to the ring, please.
So the doctors have turned around and said, no, enough is enough. Safety, health of the fighter is absolute paramount.
Safety first. Edwin's first nationals. Didn't go his way this time, but it's important to get him out of there and check on him and make sure he's good to compete and fight another day.
Well, Julian Scully, of course, in his corner is going to be turning around and saying, no, it's all good.
Can I just say too how quick he got up though? It shows the fitness. It was a quick knockdown. He wasn't KO'd. Well, he was for a short moment, but he got straight back up. Just shows the fitness and how much of a gamer this guy is.
Absolutely, a lot of heart, a lot of fitness to get back up and the willingness to fight again. But it's
Billy, go
great job
ahead
by the
and step
officials.
into the ring, thanks. And while Billy's doing that, just to announce that he will be presenting the medals. He's a 4-time New Zealand champion, Australasian champion, the Jamison Bout winner in 1967, a 20-year coaching and mentoring boxers and New Zealand Order of Merit. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout in the blue corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Pierce Collins.
Huge shot there from Pearson. What a statement, to win by unanimous, but to win via KO, that's really stamping your mark as New Zealand champ.
Yeah, and again,
Look at his sportsmanship.
Yeah, this is it. That's what makes it so cool, is that you know, you might have lost, but you'll go over there and hold the ropes for your.
Almost
Ladies and gentlemen, just before we move on to the next bout, we're just going to have a
quick. Of course, you'll have a look at this. There is going to be a presentation being made, but while that's happening, we'll just have a look at the highlights of this last bout, and you'll see that he was measured. He knew what he was going to get into. He probably won't enjoy watching the replay, but once he gets down and dirty with it, you can see that he'll get him into the ropes.
If anything, though, it was almost like the Tyson Fury knockdown with Deontay Wilder. Knocked down, got straight back up.
Yeah, but this is when he gets that final blow. This is sort of punch number 8.
Yeah,
and
stop it.
He lost his shape, walked in with the head up. It's very important to teach young fighters, if they have a go forward style, that their defensive system is effective, that they are blocking on the way in, that they are moving their head on the way in, which he was doing for the majority of the fight. But he got rushed in the corner and decided to rush back with his head up, and which made the shot a lot more dangerous, and he ate it.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it, because the boxers themselves, as they were sort of getting into that point, he'd received sort of 4 or 5, and then he made that one initial half a step forward, and basically it was all over Red Rover.
Correct. He lost his shape for about half a second by putting his head up and moving forward. But he'll learn from that. That's experience.
And you'll see on the screen now the doctor's just gone in and double-checked to make sure that everyone is fine. And as I say, it's action-packed. We're about to go up to the next division, which is the junior male 91 kilo. So we'll head down to our ring announcer, Vinny P.
The following is a finals bout contested in the junior male 91 plus kilo division. Entering the ring, or in the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Bay of Plenty Boxing Association, Te Kehu Kerr. And fighting out of the blue corner, representing Auckland Boxing Association, Mykel Tuwhangai.
And he's out of Nabby's gym in Hamilton.
And your referee is...
We saw a knockdown in the earlier fight. These boys tipping the scales at 91 plus. We're going to see another KO.
Very possible. They both have experienced cornermen and coaches in the corner.
Yeah, Chris Walker is with Te Kehu. And Dion McNabbie.
You know, we're talking about this yesterday too of Terence. The shots aren't as fast, it's not as furious, but because they're so big and powerful, every single punch they hit, even if it's on the guard, still hurts.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a lot more force, a lot more size, a lot more weight into every single punch, including the jab. So you've got to take extra caution.
Again, starting fast and furious, even with their weight.
Kerr there in the red, Mykel in the blue. 91 kegs. This is for the national title.
Both orthodox boxers.
No feeling out process, eh? Just going straight for it, standing and banging right in the middle. Both landed. Just throwing straight punches forward and uppercuts.
Yeah, Kerr sort of telegraphed himself in that one. I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you. And that's why, hey, look, these guys are heavyweights. One shot can change it all. Both boys, like you said, orthodox fighters. You know, they don't start as fast as a lot of guys, but like we said, those shots are a lot heavier. So much more mass behind them. Kerr there in the red, Mykel in the blue. This is for the title. 2-minute rounds.
This is a high work rate for super heavyweight division, and we'll see whose fitness is going to hold up at this rate. Another head gear malfunction.
Both are starting to be gasping for a little bit of air as we're sort of watching.
Yes, I believe they've both thrown about 50 punches early, and there's only been a minute gone in the fight.
Mykel, too, being a 220 Auckland champ. Kerr, the 2019 North Island Golden Glove champ. So both boys certainly experienced.
Oh, a couple of lovely overhead rights. And again,
just throwing down.
working the body and then getting straight back upstairs. However,
Where's the jabs? Do we even care? They'll just throw them down.
They're going forward and they're throwing punches and bunches, Sugar Ray Leonard style.
getting a few messages in from around the place, so we're glad you're enjoying the Sky Sport Next coverage with Sky Sport itself as we bring you the 2020 New Zealand Amateur Boxing Championships here in Porirua. 143 boxers entered into the event on a Wednesday afternoon, and we're of course working our way through to the finals by the end of today. You would have seen 24 bouts. And of course we're back at 5 o'clock tonight. So make sure you set your alarm on your phone, your tablet, to let yourself know, because we've got a massive night coming up. The stadium that we're operating out of here in Porirua is the Te Rapaha Arena. It's been absolutely decked out brilliantly for the viewers. And of course a lot of the sponsors will be coming in supporting amateur boxing in New Zealand. And we'll be joined by a number of celebrity boxers or boxers of fame, or as we go through the evening.
Pretty dominant. Well, no one was either that dominant in that fight. Both aggressive. Just standing. I mean, they're not jabbing. They're not feeling each other out. They're not. They're just going for it, throwing their weight around, seeing who goes down.
Correct. It makes me suspect that they might have fought each other before.
Well, highly likely actually, because if you consider where they're from, one being Tauranga and the other Hamilton, in that weight division, they may have actually got into a couple of sparring sessions.
Correct. There was no feeling out process, was there?
No.
Definitely not.
But being a little bit older with these fellas, I would assume they won't be having a Coca-Cola at the end of this bout.
No.
That's the thing too, though, Nor, you know, being in there as well, is it an advantage, one, when you get someone on the ropes or in the corner?
Yes, it's extremely hard to get off the ropes. You got to understand, like, it's not just being on the ropes. When they lean on the ropes, it doubles their weight that they press on you. So, you know, it takes a lot of energy to get off the ropes.
Well, both these boys were having a slugfest in the midriff. They were working downstairs.
It's beautiful to see too, you know, they're taking centre stage, they're going for it, like you said, they might have sparred.
So he just got his mouth guard tapped out of it, so he'll be asked to get that sorted out in his corner pretty quickly.
Blue is seeming a wee bit stronger, Mykel, at this middle point of the fight.
That's what I love about this fight too, you know, there's a few exchanges. I was just about to say there hasn't been too much hugging than they did. However, usually if the heavyweights, you do see them grappling up a bit more, but they're just going for it right in the middle of the ring.
They're big boys, and actually these kids are extremely big for 17.
Massive.
Oh, forget the beer then. I know where they're heading. Coca-Cola.
To the juice bar.
Juice bar. Water.
Water. Plenty of it after this fight.
Hey, no, we talked to Lawrence earlier yesterday about, you know, how far weight down does he go. Him being around the heavyweight, he didn't go lighter than 75. What's the range you spar between?
So if I'm doing competitive sparring that we're really throwing heat, I try to keep it under about 65 kilos. If it's technical sparring, I like to spar a bit with everyone. It's good to learn from everyone.
I guess what I'm getting at is, would you ever spar with guys at even this weight, or it would be sort of light heavyweight would be the heaviest you go?
Yeah, probably about middleweight would be the highest they go if they're really trying to hit me.
And you've got a few down there. I mean, Reese Papuni probably be a bit too heavy for you, eh?
Reese Papuni, four-time national champ himself. Yeah, I use Reese for scenario sparring or pressure. When you want the big fella to come and put the pressure on you, you call the big fella Reese in.
Deacon?
That excludes me, thank goodness for that. So we just got a little bit of an issue with the headgear. But looks like that's been sorted. Our referee just double checking and saying, righto boys, let's get back into the middle of the ring and get started again.
Get back into it. And look, they're not being lazy, they're going for it, they're throwing down every single combination. Someone's trying to finish one another. Headgear's starting to play up a little.
He probably quite enjoyed that few seconds where he was up getting it sorted out, just getting his breath back.
You take every risk you can.
Oh, lovely uppercut
there.
Beautiful shot.
And again.
And he does it again. It's correct. Sometimes it's important to double up on the combination. If you see it was effective, do it again before the opponent can figure it out.
And why wouldn't you know? If it works, throw it again. Keep throwing it until it doesn't work, until they figure out what you're doing, then move on to another combo.
Correct.
We've said a number of times, none of these boxers want to leave as a runner-up. They want the New Zealand title.
Absolutely, the stakes are high, and also being the national champion gives you a pathway to higher honours, such as the Commonwealth Games, Youth Commonwealth Games, Junior Olympics. The possibilities are endless if you got that championship spot.
And the only negative to, of course, being the New Zealand champion is actually you're trying to defend your title where you've got a real target on your back.
You got the target.
You might have the title, but someone's going to want to really take it off you.
Correct.
So some of these boys have had to do a lot of hard work during the COVID, of course, which locked us all down. But now, of course, we've got, and so fortunate, we've got live sport for you. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are, sitting here at the arena watching these young boxers that give it their all to be our national champion.
Here we go now, the money round. Who wants this? Kerr in blue, Mykel in, Kerr in red, Mykel in the blue. Who's going to take away this title?
Both happy to work that body shot, and then, of course, come over.
Mouth guard comes out again. The headgear's, the mouth guards and headgear's playing up a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of drop in mouth guard is fatigue setting in.
Biting down on it, of course, and then needing the air, and next minute just creates almost like a reverse vacuum.
Correct.
Out it comes.
It just pops out.
Not necessarily requiring a punch to do it.
No.
Beautiful body shot there from Mykel, just landing just under the guard. It's beautiful, and you can hear that noise, that pop.
Well, we're sitting about, about 50, 60 metres from the ring. And maybe not that far, but we're sitting up in an elevated position in our commentary here, and we're wearing headphones. But I'll tell you what, we can still hear some of these punches coming through, and it's not coming through the effects mic.
No, certainly agrees there, Brent. There's some massive shots being thrown from both these boys. Tip of the scales at over 91 kg. Both boys exchanging now. We go down to the 10-second clapper. Who wants this? Who wants to emerge New Zealand champ as they throw down?
Slug it out for the last 10, 4.
Big shots there from the man in red. Wow. Kerr finishing strong. The mouth guard goes flying again. We talked about fireworks yesterday. I mean, one mouth guard went flying like a firework. That almost was similar.
It went halfway across the arena. It sort of flew.
I did catch that fight.
Did you catch it?
That's the furthest I've ever seen any mouth guard fly ever.
Yeah, it flew out of the ring and about 4 seats back, so it was a bit of power in it.
I'm surprised they found it.
Good point.
It's like a home run, that one. Here we go now, the clapper goes.
Excellent effort from both boys. That's one of the highest work rates I've ever seen for a super heavyweight fight. Hats off to both of them.
To the ring, please.
Enjoyed that immensely. So we'll see some of the highlights coming up shortly as the presentation is about to get underway for their medals.
These are young gentlemen as well. You forget how young they are until they take the headgear off, don't you?
Yeah, we've said that over the week. It's just incredible.
Well, you talk about them having a cold one afterwards. These guys aren't even legally allowed to have a cold one. It is a lemonade or a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I know.
They'll probably just be getting their driver's license.
You could call their North.
We'll cross down to Vinny P.
Rex Jenkins.
Rex Jenkins coming in to present the winner's medal and the runner-up.
We have a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by split decision 3-1 in the red corner, representing Bay of Plenty Boxing Association, Te Kehu Kerr.
Well, Bay of Plenty will be very, very happy with that. So the boys, as we say, we're going to be moving up, or not moving up in the weight division, but of course we're going into the light welters.
We have another round of applause, please, for both fighters and Mr. Rex Jenkins.
So our next 4 bouts, we've got a light welter, a welterweight, a middleweight, and a super heavyweight, and they will be 3-minute rounds as we're looking at these highlights of both the. So these guys, as you say, it's a slugfest with a bit of weight and power behind these boys.
I was extremely impressed by the work rate of both of them, and there would have been a hard fight to score that one, because they both did a lot of similar things.
Yeah, well, you'll see the program that we've still got coming up. Of course, there's one. If you just look down to find a young guy called Xavier, he's got a great backstory, even getting here. So when his bout comes up, I'll fill you in. We met him yesterday, actually, him and his mum. And yeah, really cool story.
Can't wait to see him on. He's a tall, rangy fighter, and he's going to, bring a few fireworks out.
Oh yeah, he looked like he was cut as well, ready to go. So we'll head down to Vinny.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the light welterweight youth male 64 kilo division. Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Auckland Boxing Association, Kheva Potatau.
Kheva is with Rebels Boxing, so Lance Rebel will be in his corner, one of his trainers. There he is there, actually, on the screen.
And fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the ring, representing Canterbury Boxing Association, Daniel Meehan.
Canterbury Boxing Association. Daniel Meehan is our top boxer, one of our most scientific out of all ages in Canterbury, and also won the most scientific junior in last year's nationals.
I think they brought their own marching band. Listen to it. The noise coming up from downstairs.
Half of Christchurch is here with that crowd support.
Defending New Zealand champion, New Zealand representative as well. We'll head down to Vinny.
Daniel Meehan, and your referee is Greg Weening.
Stepping up into the youth divisions. Am I 3 minutes? Am I correct?
Yes, we're at 3-minute rounds for the slot. And you say that Daniel's nickname being Bruno. Doesn't say why, but his goals are to try and make the Commonwealth Games in 2022 or the Paris Olympics in 2024. So he's set his sights high.
He's a very focused young athlete.
It's going to be a great matchup. Kheva, 2-time North Island Golden Glove champ, 2018 National Amateur champ. But, like you said, no stranger danger, Daniel Meehan. Certainly got the experience and accolade here.
Fighting out of the Smiling Tigers Club in Christchurch.
Great exchange here so early on for these 64 kilogram fighters. Sorry. Yes, 64 kilograms. Super quick.
Yeah,
head there from
lateral
Kheva.
movement.
Yeah, he's got great lateral movement as far as he's just working his way in, getting the range in, hitting it.
Scoring shots from blue.
And using that jab really, really effectively. Boom.
Shows the experience from the red though. After exchange was landed on him, he started double jabbing back. He knows what to do in there.
But of course he's 60 kg golden gloves in both 2018, 19 and 2020. So as I say, both boys, huge amount of experience for both at a young age.
Full speedy jab here from Kheva. He just pops it out and launches straight back, getting out of the way.
Good landing shot from Daniel Meehan.
Quick jab.
Red jabbing back again.
So got to admit that jab is like lightning from Kheva there in the red.
Good shots from red. Kheva looping the right hand over the top and following it with a jab. Well-educated boxing.
Well, with Lance Revel in your corner and Jono is other, I mean, again, Lance is a wealth of experience.
Quality coach, quality man.
Another technical fight here from both fighters. Kheva so lightning fast with those jabs and shots.
Daniel has had 34 bouts, 29 wins, 5 losses. And Kheva has had 20 wins and 4 losses, so very even.
Well, yeah, Kheva bounces and throws that double jab and he gets out the way. He's showing a slight speed advantage here over Daniel.
At this amateur level, these referees don't let anything get past them.
No, yes, Keva's coming in, but he's eating a few shots with that hand speed from Daniel Meehan.
Just as you said that, Naughty, he did eat a shot.
And he's starting to dip a wee bit low as well.
Both boys thrown down and exchanging.
Daniel's connected very well with that overhead right after working a couple to the body.
Yeah, it took him a while to get started, but he started finding the range. And then also Kheva started not working off his jab in the last 30 seconds and was trying to walk in a wee bit too much. He's right into this fight. He needs to continue to box.
Liking the movement though from Kheva, you know, he's a little bit more fluid. Yes, the guy in blue is very experienced, but what are your thoughts on the way Keva's moving with that low guard?
I love his movement. I can tell he has a great pair of eyes on him because he trusts his head movement and gives him the ability to hang his hands a wee bit low, which can be dangerous. But I can tell he trusts his eyes and he's got a good pair of eyes because he's making Daniel miss also.
Well, with Sky
round
Sport
2.
next, of course, we're back on at 5 o'clock tonight. We have a schedule of some 13 bouts that are going to be happening. So it's a big night of boxing to come, and we've got some fantastic matchups. Huge, I would say. Like, bigger than Africa.
And all fights are finals. I mean, every single fight moving forward, we're going to see a new champ, or existing if they won last year.
I must admit, I've been looking through the schedule. One bout that I am looking forward to is Ryan Scaife and Emil Richardson.
The real deal in Scaife. That is going to be an absolute banger.
That's better than a pay-per-view fight. We're extremely lucky to be able to watch it on Sky Sport and Sky Next.
Oh, there's certainly some great fights coming up tonight too. Kara Wharido, Michelle Nuku, Troy Garden, Bailey. It really kicks off, but with that taken away from the action, of course, Kheva certainly bringing the heat to Daniel there in the blue.
Kheva has a beautiful double jab on him.
He does, and he's been doing that all night from the get-go. Starting to miss now, though. Maybe Daniel's starting to pick up on those shots.
Daniel's nice and light on his feet, so he's got a good in-and-out rhythm, which allows him to change the side, change angles easy.
It's always interesting, you know, sometimes someone's style, technique and confidence can win, yet consistency can come through as well, and Daniel's a very consistent, solid boxer.
Correct. He always goes back to the jab. Watch how he'll throw a flurry and then he'll pop the jab. And then pop the jab.
Yeah, exactly right. And it keeps landing, you know. We'll be putting scores on doors, racking up the points.
You can tell an experienced fight, a lot of people on the way up always finish on the 2. And an experienced fighter will keep popping the jab after the combination.
Exactly. They'll come straight back off the combo and launch on more. We saw a lot of that from Ryan Scaife as well, who will be fighting at some stage later on tonight. But yeah, Ryan Scaife, he was definitely one of those fighters yesterday that showed that.
Correct. Ryan Scaife, you know, for me, he has an A+ boxing degree. He's a very intelligent boxer.
And no matter your flair, how wild you are, he'll shut it down just from that experience.
So as we're getting into, we're just under the minute round, the round number 2. Pretty much even, I would say, at this point. I had a feeling that Daniel might have taken round number 1.
Now Daniel's hand speed is starting to show. I'm not sure if the read's fading slightly, but or if Blue's picking it up.
I'd have to agree with you there. It's slightly stronger performance here later on the rounds here from Daniel. Keva's probably got the first. Could be 2 in favour of Blue moving forward, but that's just my point of view.
Very closely contested rounds.
So 10 seconds.
Boys are going to do it again. Oh, he's landed a couple of jabs and then following it forward with those overhead right.
It'll be great to get a slow-mo on Daniel's last exchange there. We were talking about balance earlier. Their balance he showed then, he was bouncing in and out. There wasn't stumbling forward onto his right knee and into his front leg.
Yeah, they've been
But he could get in and out quickly.
in the exchanges right the way through that second round. Both the trainers will be saying to them, of course, that's Mark Fuller in with Daniel and Lance Revel looking after Kheva. There you go. This is the one you were looking for.
See that slight in and out there? So he pulled from the jab. See, he's got that little in and out rhythm that can trouble a lot of fighters. They don't move too far off, so they can jump back in with the
Seconds out, round 3.
Then I'd like to put a shout out to his mum. So hello, Mum. Third and final round for our bout number 8 at the 2020 New Zealand Amateur Boxing Championships.
Both boys, you know, the consistent work rate is fairly even so far. Just when you think someone's ahead, the other boy comes back. What an evenly contested bout.
Correct. Both these boys have a big future in the sport.
Beautiful double quick jab there from Kheva.
He's that double jab again, isn't it?
But you're right, he does walk forward into a couple of punches as well. Just as we say, he's super quick, he does catch the odd shot coming in from Daniel.
Yeah, well, these boys, how old? We've got no. Unfortunately, we don't even give them the age of these fellas.
So youth, there will be 16 and 17. Or no, 17 and 18. Sorry.
So both still at high school, I would assume.
Yes.
Great work here from Daniel, starting to come through now. Beautiful shot to the body. And the left.
Referee doing a good job keeping out of the way. Boxers were coming forward. Oh, he scored nicely there and again.
So he steps off very well there. It's a slight little bounce to the right or backwards.
Starting to see a beautiful work rate here from Daniel. Just charging forward. I reckon he's slightly edging out this round. Good earth boxing, right?
Is Kehu with a shot?
Yeah, Kehu got a nice little left. Daniel has sort of been happy to go up and or downstairs to sort of try and rattle Kehu.
Great shot there from Daniel and right on the button there of Kheva.
The ability to throw it in 3-4 shots with the balance I'm impressed with.
Just missing there from Kheva.
Kehu applying pressure again, that's good.
So we have 3 more bouts for this afternoon session, and then a massive evening starting again at 5 o'clock here at Sky Sport. Next, and we're glad we've got your company as we're watching some great amateur boxing here in Potatau.
What a fight this is. 20 seconds to go.
Time to empty the tank.
Both boys throwing down now as we go to the final 10 seconds. What a fight.
Thanks, buddy.
There's some amazing action and high quality boxing.
Yeah, but you still haven't given. You'll have got to start thinking about who you're going to pick.
Tony
I'm edging blue corner Daniel Meehan for that one. We just finished the fight strong. They were very even when it first started off. Well, red corner was a wee bit strong pushing forward. I believe it will be a split decision to Daniel Meehan.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right. As I say, he seemed to be just consistency right the way through the 3 rounds. There wasn't sort of he didn't lag behind at any stage.
Yes, correct.
So again, just to remind you that we will be back at 5 o'clock sharp. So we have a massive evening of boxing in front of us. A couple of special guests coming up. And there will be a presentation during the evening.
We have a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, representing Canterbury Boxing Association, Daniel
Well
Meehan.
contested bout and well-deserved win by Daniel Meehan.
And presenting the medals is Tony Terure. Tony is a 6-time New Zealand champion, a quarterfinalist
Well, gentlemen,
at
well
the
deserved.
Junior World Champs in Peru, and the coach for PN Boxing Club. Put your hands together, please, one more time for both boxers and Tony.
Well, you called it right. We just said it might have been a split, but Daniel took that one away out.
Correct. I believe the judges just appreciated what you said. The consistency of Daniel. He just keep going back to the boxing and held their quality through.
So we're moving up into the welterweight, which of course is youth male 69 kg. And the noise begins downstairs again, which I just absolutely love because they're bringing the boys out.
I love it, Brent.
Yeah, we'll head down to Vinny. Vinny, how are you, mate?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the welterweight youth male 69 kilo division. Fighting out of the red corner, representing Central North Island Boxing Association, Xavier Mataafa Ikinofo. And making his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Adam Costley.
Yeah, Adam Costley, of course, out of Wellington, the Hutt Valley.
You can certainly hear the
Red
crowd
corner,
now.
Xavier Mataafa Ikinofo. Blue corner, Adam Costley. And your referee, John Ensor.
Certainly warmed up. Listen to this crowd. They're going crazy here at the arena.
Awesome, yes. Well, this Xavier is the gentleman that I was telling you about. We met him and his mum yesterday. Believe it or not, he lives in Brisbane. And he's fought here
That's amazing.
That's right. Yeah, he's fought here 6 times. To qualify, because he can't fight in Australia, of course.
Oh, okay.
So to qualify, he's actually flown back to New Zealand, quarantined at the hotel with his mum. He's the gentleman that probably ruined half the pillows at the hotel during quarantine. And,
what a great journey, though.
Yeah, and he has been fighting in the Nationals for so long. He's has 50 wins, 16 losses, New Zealand champ 3 times, Golden Gloves 3 times. So watch this young fella, Xavier, in the red, up against Adam Costley.
69 kilograms. Your weight, Nor. And look how tall Xavier is. He's an absolute monster in there. Can't believe he's 69 kilograms.
Yep. Not only does he love the sport and his mum as well, but to make that commitment to make sure that he can come and compete, because of course he does want to qualify. So a big shout out to him and his mum.
What an amazing journey and dedication to the sport.
All the way from Brizzy.
I'm liking what I see too right now. Look at the confidence. We're talking about Xavier selling his backstory, but he's certainly backing it up. So look at the way he holds the ring, the guard. He's controlling this fight.
Good pressure from Blue. I see the Red's measuring really well. I see how his front knee is slightly bent. He's measuring with his front knee. He doesn't want to measure with the upper body with his shorter fighter in case you lean in. He'll creep their front knee in.
Yeah, it's only a couple of inches in it, 5'8" up against a 6-footer. But I think it's going to be possibly the experience of Xavier.
Just as you said that though, Adam threw in a little cheeky shot. Xavier certainly got the reach here as he walks Adam down, or does his best to try to walk Adam down.
Followed up with a lovely little uppercut. And then an overhead right.
Always a good thing too about seeing the shorter versus taller fighter. Is Adam going to try to close that distance, or is it Xavier going to keep him at bay?
Well, I think that was answered then. He's just going to keep going forward.
Great job from Adam closing that distance and landing a good shot.
You must admit though, from the reach here from Xavier, he's doing well to keep Adam at bay, but Adam's a semi-aggressive walk-forward fighter.
I do believe that Xavier is still controlling the fight. The blue corner is doing the right thing though, double jabbing his way in and moving his head.
Doing his best to close that distance as he comes forward. Now Xavier just shoves him away and tries to throw that jab out again, but Adam comes in, beats him to the punch. Beautiful uppercuts there from Xavier.
Seems to have good head movement, although then I was just being told that I keep the head up.
Beautiful. You saw him duck and weave, but Xavier just popped him off using that reach.
Put him with a long left hook.
Oh, and a lovely overhead right, but then Adam does the same.
These are 3-3s, but this is just flowing by. You wouldn't have thought that it was a 3-3. 10 seconds to go now. Twists him around, throws a shot.
Beautiful overhead right just to finish that one off from young Adam Costley.
That's a great round. Xavier did well controlling that. I do believe Adam took that round.
Thought it was Xavier, but everyone has a different view and angle on the fight. I love the aggression though from Adam, the shorter fighter of the two.
Yeah, he just kept coming forward. He hasn't taken a back step unless he's just needing to get out of the road, but he's quite happy to get in there and mix it up, stay right in front of him.
Yes, I think he knows the task in front of him and the calculated risk he needs to take. And he's certainly not holding back.
Stephen there in the corner, Rex in the corner of the red. What an interesting matchup, and this is for the final. Someone will walk away the champ.
Round 2.
Yeah, well, I think we may have lost our comms.
Xavier now holding up that guard, that high guard. Keep jabbing away. Adam trying to close that distance, you know, doing what he can. You know, you thought Adam won the first round. I thought Xavier won the second. This is such a fairly contested fight.
We may apologize. We may be just having a few technical issues.
Xavier's coming on strong now, finding his range, using that lead hand well.
Just apologies.
Beautiful work from Xavier there.
Both boys thrown down now. You know, it's not a messy fight. It's relatively technical. Adam doing his best to close that distance, but Xavier keeping it pay now, landing punches at will. Body shots, straight rights.
So. Yeah, Xavier is definitely increasing the workload at the moment. We are experiencing some technical difficulties at the moment, but stay with us, of course. Cameras are still broadcasting. Beautiful.
Big shot.
Beautiful
Yeah.
to get right by Xavier.
And the count's on.
Yep. He wouldn't be enjoying that one.
No, that was a very good exchange there. And, you know, for those watching back home, this is health and safety. If they do look like they're in trouble, there will be a count put on. As much as you want to see at home someone get dropped or a barrage of punches, this is health and safety. Beautiful uppercuts and straight shots there. Again, a count on Adam.
Second count of the round. One more count and then the fight will be stopped. There is a free count mandatory, just for the protection of the fighters.
And speaking from experience, you know, this is what it's all about. You know, get in, finish your opponent, health and safety. Adam doing a great job now to hold his own. Xavier throwing down. Does he want to finish? He wants to finish.
Xavier putting it on.
That's it. It's all over. Xavier, all the way from Australia now. Well, New Zealand resident, flew over, quarantine. It was all worth it, wasn't it, Brent? Certainly was.
Chris Martin
Extremely
to the
impressed.
ring, please.
Yeah, well, I said he's still got another. Yep, it's cool. My apologies. I had a little technical issue.
No problem.
Just a small one. It's been with the technical crew we've got. I mean, we could literally start our own space agency. We could get there and back in a heartbeat.
I mean, you were talking about his backstory, quarantine, the pillows, whatnot. It was all worth it. All that time in isolation, now he comes away New Zealand champ.
With a performance like that after sitting in a hotel for a couple of weeks.
He said that was the hardest thing.
Must have been doing a few shadow rounds in the hotel
Ladies
room.
and gentlemen, the winner by referee stopped contest in the red corner, representing Central North Island Boxing Association, Xavier Mata'afa Ikinofo. The medals will be presented by Chris Martin. Chris has coached for many years. He's coached 2 Olympians and many New Zealand champions. Coached 2 times New Zealand Jamison bout holders and David Tua for 2 of his pro bouts. Put your hands together again, please, for both fighters and Chris Martin.
Extremely impressed by Xavier, especially with the journey he did to get here. But what I really liked was that
I'd like to make
the
a
go
quick
button.
announcement.
He had a go button once he went and knew to keep the pressure on and get the job done. He knew he had a dangerous opponent and Adam in front of him, and he didn't want to take no prisoners in there.
Yeah, and as you say, he came for a mission. He knew what he needed to do, and he said to us yesterday, it was hard, but you know, he didn't want to miss out. He simply said, I just had to do this. And Mum said, right, if that's what we're doing, but you realise it's going to be a couple of weeks in a hotel plus another week here and another week here, just so that everything's sorted out. And he's pulled it off and come away as the New Zealand champion.
Brent, that is amazing, and well done to him. Applaud to him. Standing applause.
So we'll get down to our ring announcer to call our next bout. Of course, this is jumping up into the middleweight. This is the youth men's 75 kg. Head down to Vinny when he's ready to go. I'm hoping you were picking that up on the effects mic. I'm sure you were. Let's get down to our ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a finals bout contested in the middleweight youth male 75 kilo division. Fighting out of the red corner, representing Central North Island Boxing Association, Tyson Peterson. And fighting out of the blue corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Tobias Jensen.
Tobias Jensen off the out of the Kapiti coast.
Your referee is Ina Schuster.
And Tyson Peterson, of course, the East Side Boxing Gym. He's trained by his father, Mykel Peterson.
Tyson just fighting Onyx Lai yesterday, which is an absolute banger. Tobias fighting as well yesterday. Both boys came away from tough fights through to the final today.
Yeah, Tobias, we know they look the similar weight, but he just looks a little, oh no, maybe not, as we get them sort of side by side.
Tobias, the stockier of the two. Well, the shorter of the two, but only by a couple of centimetres. Nothing huge in it.
Yep, here they go.
Look at
First round of
Tobias.
3.
Ready to rock. Smashes those gloves behind his back. Meets Tyson centre ring.
Yeah, well, Tobias Jensen yesterday, he came out firing, and once he worked at his range, he just didn't stop. But, of course, he's up against Tyson Peterson, who also had a fantastic first round.
See how crisp that jab was too. I mean, you've got to respect and admire jab coming out that quick there from Tyson. Beautiful. Lightning fast. Even held that one back. Launched the right.
Great pop on that jab there.
Just as we said, though, Tobias fires a few of his own. Pretty quick himself, man in the blue.
We're enjoying bringing you the boxing here, of course, at the 2020 New Zealand Amateur Boxing Championships with Sky Sport next.
Beautiful crisp jabs there again from Tobias. And then, as you can say, you know, we're at the elite level now. This is for the national title. They're not going to be throwing haymakers early on. They're going to be feeling each other out.
That's correct. Like we seen earlier in the junior 75, how dangerous it can be up at this weight. So everything needs to be tactical, everything needs to be clinical. You do not want to leave yourself exposed. It's a dangerous sport if you expose yourself.
And I just want to welcome you properly again for all those watching back home. Joined with us tonight, Nort Beauchamp. He is an IBO Oceania super featherweight, lightweight, WBF international champ and two-time New Zealand champ. Welcome along tonight, Nort.
Thank you very much. And thanks for having me, Brent. Thanks for having me, Isaac.
Absolutely our pleasure, bringing all the technical expertise that you see that, of course, a lot of us, sometimes we just miss it. Your eyes are as quick as your fists.
We're all a good team here.
Centre stage now, Nort. What are your thoughts on these 75 kilograms? I mean, it's hard to say who's winning out of the two, but what a contentious bout.
They're still at the figuring out stage, but the Red is doing a good job at scoring points while he's figuring this opponent out. Tobias in the blue.
I love the power there and aggression, you know. I love how Tobias has hit his gloves behind his back, came running in. He is the shorter of the two, but it's not by much. Not a big reach or height disadvantage, I guess, for Tobias.
No, and it looks like Tobias might hold a slight power advantage in the shoulders.
Yeah, good spotting. You could kind of see that he's the thicker of the two. But there ain't much in it, and that's what makes for such a stylistic, beautiful matchup.
I'm enjoying Tyson's free-flowing style. He's trusting his eyes, he's trusting his jab, and he's trusting his movement.
It is on to stay on those ropes for too long, though, as Tobias Jensen pushes him through as we get into that last 10 seconds of our first round.
Beautiful rope then right. The speed from Tyson.
Good round from Tyson, but yes, that's correct. He does not want to get put on the ropes with a fighter like Tobias in front of him, because Tobias will keep him on the ropes.
You made a good point too about his eyes and his movement. Look at the way Tyson moves. He's getting out of the way of those danger shots and then slipping a few of his own. Tobias super dangerous with that power.
Correct. Yeah, Tyson's utilising, he's a well-educated boxer. Who's this? Oh, it's Rex, of course, absolutely. He's boxing well. He's got the right footwork, the right jab, and the right hand when he throws it also.
As we get into ready to get into our second round, just a reminder that we will be back on at 5 o'clock, which is actually not that far, just under an hour or just on an hour from now. So you'll have enough time to go and put the jug on and make yourself a coffee or open the fridge.
Seconds out, round 2.
Make yourself a milkshake.
Get the chips out, lock it in, and get seated again. We're going to go at it at 5 p.m.
And reminding, we've got 13 bouts coming up in our evening session. So as round number 2 gets underway, Tyson Peterson in red, Tobias Jensen in blue.
Beautiful speed from both boys, but this is elite level. This is for the national strap. Someone's going to walk away the New Zealand champ. Like I want to see here from both fighters.
I'm sure at some stage either when we get back at 5 o'clock, we'll try and get one of our camera guys downstairs and show you the silverware that is on display, which is going to be taken home by these boxers.
Certainly impressive. You can see even Paul McSherry ringside's loving this fight. I don't think he's judging because he looks like he's enjoying it too much. Such a even display here. Very hard to call, depending on what style you like and who you would score those points for, but I'm loving what I'm seeing from both boxers.
Yeah, I just feel that Tobias Jensen seems to be the more aggressive coming forward.
Just shot.
And again,
just as you said it, Brent, he landed one that rocked the head back to Tyson.
But Tyson counter-punched really quickly, got himself away. He was heading back, nearly got himself sort of caught up on the rope, but then not. But Tobias just another beautiful overhand right.
Yes, Tyson is moving very well and utilising his speed and slight height advantage. But Tobias is extremely accurate when he gets in close.
But he's got to be careful if he comes flying in like that. Tyson is strong enough to be able to put him straight back on his backside if he's not careful.
Think about Tobias. He's aggressive, but he's very crisp, so he won't be too wild. He'll throw a double jab, throw a right, and then come back out. So he's aggressive and crisp.
Yeah, I'm liking his go for it, but he's not playing any guessing game. He's doing it the right way.
Saw him hold his guard straight back again. He's not too wide. I'd love to see him unleash, but just goes to show the skill level.
I like to see Tobias go to the body.
How quick are these jabs too? I mean, 75, yes, they are going to be quick, but these guys are super quick for 75. Again, Tobias landing a few of his own, putting that pressure on Tyson. I mean, Tyson is moving well, but Tobias is applying constant pressure.
He just wore a nice left-hander. Tyson and Peterson wore that.
Yes, he moved the wrong way.
Yeah, he moved into it, didn't he? Just basically said, hey, I'll move over here and take one.
Great.
Both boys orthodox fighters. High pedigree. 30 seconds to go. We're going to flip a coin on this one. How are we calling it, boys?
This is extremely close. I believe Blue's pulling this round back.
Big shot again.
That was a lovely jab that he managed to crack his head back with that.
See, that's the accuracy of that jab. It's not overthrown. It's good weight distribution through the shot and another accurate shot.
What a round. What a performance. One more round to go.
One apiece for me, and this is the beauty of it. One round, become national champion.
You know, well worthy of the final. Every single fight now as we get ready now for the evening bouts, but this one too. We're going to see a new champ emerge.
Yeah, well, as I say, they get their medals while they're in the ring. However, this is what they're actually going to be competing for.
Oh,
so there's your trophy sitting there. It's just with the magic of
They're the big honours.
the wand. There's your honours. And there's some real history sitting on that table. There are some names on those belts and on those cups and on those that date back a very long time, because this is the 118th time that the New Zealand National Boxing Championships have been held. So
Seconds out,
some
round
real
3.
history sitting on that table.
Amazing, and an amazing job by the Wellington Boxing District. We've
Somebody
been to a
cleaned them.
lot of nationals, and I'm very impressed.
Where do you keep all your titles, Nor? In a special room up on the display cabinet?
Yeah, just at the Champ Nation Boxing Gym.
Nice. Big shout out to all the Cantabrians watching back home, all the Aucklanders, Wellingtonians, and East Coast Kaitaia. We welcome you.
If you're a boxing fan, as much as everyone in this auditorium is at the moment, welcome along. And as I keep repeating, we're going to have a big night tonight. We'd love you to stay with us, of course, starting again at 5 o'clock. So we're going to have a very short turnaround, actually, between our last bout, which is coming up directly after this one, between Tuwhangai and Tyson Peterson.
Put the chook in the oven, order Uber Eats. Don't go too far away, because we're only kicking off an hour after this finishes.
What Tyson's doing now is he's flicking the jab, and he's trying to set a trap, trying to walk Tobias into a shot now. You've got to be careful doing that.
And saying that too, you know, someone like Tobias, though, he can easily ruffle someone up that's so technical, and he's doing a great job of that so far.
Well, he connected with a lovely jab, then it just took Tyson Peterson's head back a little bit.
I'm very impressed with Tobias. See, he's going forward, but he has built-in defense. His body's reacting right. He's moving his head to the left or right, or else he's catching the shot on the guard on the way in.
Throwing those combos in and out, resets and goes back in. He just never takes his foot off the gas.
I thought at one stage he was getting his arms, dropping his hands down a little bit, but he's sort of bringing them back up again. I think he'll get his headgear resorted too, because he's playing with that a lot more this second round than he did. Lovely
big shot there from Tobias.
And again,
extremely accurate on the inside.
I mean, you watching from up here, when he holds those arms out, is that a stretch? Is he showboating? What's he doing?
So Tyson has the Roy Jones Jr. style, that he wants to try to click people and beat them with his hand speed, which has been pretty effective, but more effective earlier on in the fight. And I think Tobias is just going straight in there now.
Speaking of going in there, 50 seconds to go. Both boys are going for it. One boy wants to take the strap home. They want that gold. They want to be national champ, and they'll certainly throw him down. Both boys double hooks. Polo Rocky style there at that shot. 20 seconds to go.
The fight is still up for grabs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go, though, with a split decision for Tobias Jensen, purely because of the beautiful overhead right.
Tobias is a winner. He's a gamer. He just took a shot, though. 10 seconds. Both boys thrown down. Tobias landing.
Great amateur boxing.
Great fight. Amazing fight.
What a fight.
Contrasting styles. Styles make fights, and they made a great fight.
Yeah, Tyson Peterson hanging over the rope going, I'm absolutely done and dusted here. I need to get my breath back before I cross over. He's throwing everything about the kitchen sink.
Do you think Rex will be happy with that one? No, look at him. He looks super excited. He wants to jump in himself.
I believe so. This is a tough one. I do lean towards the blue corner, just the quality of the shots and the go forward also.
Yeah, I'm picking it will be a split decision, but I'm swaying towards Toby Jensen.
Yeah, I believe
it's not to be unfair to Tyson Peterson because
has
he
done
did a
enough
wonderful
to
job.
keep close, and sometimes you just need to make it close because judges can see things differently.
I love an aggressive fighter. I love a shorter fighter. So
yeah, we'll head down to Vinny P for the judges' decision. I'm sorry, I thought he had it, but and we'll just see whether Vinny could give us the indication that no, not yet.
Still counting.
So, still counting.
Close one it is.
Oh, someone's actually making sure they're recounting to make sure they've got it covered.
Just for the build-up for those at home, what a fight! The aggression from Tobias, Tyson too.
Fight. Contrast of styles.
And we'll, as I say, just awaiting the decision at the moment.
We have a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by split decision, 3-2. In the blue corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association,
great
Tobias
fight.
Jensen.
Amazing job from Tobias.
The medals will be presented by Anita Baker. Ms. Anita Baker is the mayor of the beautiful and the most wonderful city in the country, Potatau City. Please put your hands together for both the boxers, the mayor and the most beautiful city in the country, Potatau. A bit louder.
I think Vinny, I'm just going to check whether he's on the payroll. I mean, no, he hasn't put his headset in.
Vinny P, I mean, that's a little bit biased. I mean, Potatau's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it's a fantastic place.
I did enjoy the views of the hills driving in here from Wellington.
I think they're a bit more friendly than the Christchurch people, eh, Nord, or what about Aucklanders?
No. Let's not get me in trouble here, okay?
All right.
Let's head down to one of the beautiful people, Vinny P, as he introduces our last two fighters for this session at the National Championships of 2020. We'll let the noise and the crowd get you underway because, I'll let Vinny do it. You can do it, my own.
The following is a finals bout contested in the super heavyweight youth male 92 kilo division. Making his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner, representing Canterbury Boxing Association, Byron Antle.
Byron Antle is 6'4", so he's a big unit.
Also making his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Leota-Johnson.
Dominic Johnson, of course, getting the Wellington crowd all behind him. He's a senior at St Pat's College in Wellington. So, of course, the Samoan contingency getting right behind what they call the dangerous Samoan.
Is that his nickname, the dangerous
Samoan? Up against Byron Antle, of course, he is just referred to as Big B.
Big B.
Big B.
And the
Red
dangerous Samoan. Hey, let's point out too, this is a North and South Golden Glove champ contention.
Leota-Johnson and your referee.
That's the great thing about nationals. You get the best of the best, especially on finals night.
Big B, he's certainly living up to that. I mean, it looks like Tyson Fury in there. He's huge.
I love it. He's been boxing. I'm talking about Leota-Johnson. He's been fighting since he's 5 years old. Loves to joke around. And he's got 5 other brothers and siblings, but he said he's a mummy's boy.
Oh, they always are, eh?
Great characters.
Dangerous Samoan against Big B. How dangerous is he going to be against the Towering Inferno, though? Look at this guy in red. He is absolutely huge. Is he going to use that reach? Let's see.
Oh, you'd have to. I mean...
You know, I love these fights. I love a tall, rangy fighter against a shorter, stockier guy. I want to see the aggression here from the man in blue. We're going to see some bombs. Big shots here opening up from the dangerous Samoan.
Big shots, yeah.
Yeah, I think Dominic's going to say I want this over. If he lands on one of those, I think he's going to create
Big shot again.
a whole bunch of hurt.
I mean, he just launched off the ground there. You know, that was almost a Tour-esque type shot. Oh, big right again.
Dangerous was the right name for the man.
He's stalking. And as you say, he's only got to land with one. He's going to work on that. He's always got that Tyson feel. You know, he's coming up from a low position, centre of gravity, and he's coming forward and just launching it.
Massive shots.
It's extremely hard to block when it's coming from the angle as well, from a taller fighter. So it's important Byron right now weathers the storm that's coming at him.
Again, I mean, I don't know if he knows what a jab is. He's just throwing straight hooks. Big B goes down.
And the doctor will be jumping into the ring very, very quickly. He's coming to, but the doctor will be watching him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when you get that super heavyweight.
It's not only going to be stopped at his Byron Antal's corner have actually thrown in the towel. But I don't think the judges or the referees will be letting this go. It's being attended to by the doctor now. Just watch, this is just an absolute...
What a shot.
Thunderous shot.
Right, left.
David Tor like left hook.
Dangerous Samoan.
For Byron. He needed to try to weather that storm and use the jab and stay away from trouble, especially when someone that strong is throwing shots at you. And he chose to exchange at the wrong time.
We were just saying it was just that Tyson feel. You know, he was coming in, driving from the hips is the sportsmanship.
Good to see Byron is okay. He's a great young lad and
Grant Scaife
great
to the
competitor
ring,
of the
please.
sport.
And Dominic, as he said, what he calls himself, and he goes, and he proved a point.
Certainly living up to the name, the Dangerous Samoan.
So while we're waiting for just waiting for the doctors to check everything out, we are back again. We'll be closing off shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout in the blue corner, representing Wellington Hutt Valley Boxing Association, Dominic Leota-Johnson.
Well done from Dominic.
To
and it's
present
always
the
scary to
medals
see a
is
big fella
Grant
go down.
Scaife. Grant is a 4-times New Zealand champion, an Oceania gold medalist, and the coach of 3 Jameson bout holders.
So while the presentation is taking place, just to remind you, of course...
Ladies and gentlemen, as well as these 2 boxers, Grant, can you please put your hands together for all the fighters we've seen in this session. That was the final bout. We look forward to seeing you soon.
So we'll just have a quick replay of this, and it was a real power punch, and you can see it as he comes forward. He drives from the hips, bang.
Again,
and
right overhand.
He just did it 2 or 3 times, and that was the one, because he got him with the right, and then that jab came up, that short one came out from the left.
And it's always scary to see our competitors go down like that. But it's important to note that amateur boxing is one of the most well looked after sports, and that they'll look after him.
Yep, well, of course. So firstly, thank you for being with us. We're back again at 5 o'clock, so it's not far away. What, about 40 minutes? We'll be back here at Sky Sport next, and the fun part is we've only just beginning. So on behalf of the Sky Sport Next team, I'm Brent Perry along with Isaac Savage and our guest commentators,
Nord Beauchamp.
The Beauchamp. So we'll see you at 5 o'clock. Thanks for being with us.